Blake Leeper here, American Blade Runner. I'm gonna let you know it's showtime. My name is Blake Leeper. I am a U.S. Paralympian. I run in track and field. I have 2 medals in the last Paralympic Games in 2012, a silver in the 400, a bronze in the 200. The feelings that I'm getting playing in this year's NBA Celebrity All-Star Game is truly amazing. You have to understand, I was born without legs. The doctor said I would never walk a day in my life, and here I am playing in Madison Square Garden in front of millions of people, and they're calling me a celebrity. For me to say I'm the first Paralympian disabled double-leg amputee ever to step foot on the NBA court is huge. I'm glad I'm able to carry that torch to show the world what we can do. A lot of people, they see me, they see my disability, they are impressed with me just walking. I can show the world something that they've never seen before. A guy with no legs playing stand-up basketball. When I was at the womb, my legs didn't develop. They rushed me straight to the ICU to come back and have the conversation with my mother and my father. Mr. and Mrs. Leeper, I'm sorry, but Blake probably would never walk a day in his life. But with the mindset that my mother had, the mindset that my father had, they told me at a young age that, Blake, just because you are missing your legs, do not let that determine who you are. It all depends on your heart. If you're a fighter, you can overcome any challenge. And having that instilled in me at a young age is the reason why I'm here today. I remember receiving my first pair of prosthetics when I was 9 months. My uncle built me a little buggy, and I would use the buggy for my balance to kind of help me walk. I got my first pair of kind of real legs when I was 9 years old. We was lined up for a basketball game, and the guy was shooting free throws. And I went up and grabbed the rebound and came down. Everybody almost just stopped, like, wow, Blake can actually jump now. Ever since I had that feeling, it was just a feeling of motivation. I want to show the world what I truly can do in these prosthetics. When I first started playing sports, my first year was baseball. I played t-ball with my dad was the coach, and we actually made it to the championship that year. And so after that year, I ended up playing basketball. And I ended up playing those sports all the way up into high school. Catcher and right field, second base for my baseball team in high school, varsity basketball and point guard. You know, word kind of got around, there's this kid playing on this high school team, he's missing both of his legs, and people are like, yeah, right. Game comes and they see it, and that's the funny part. They have so much things going in their mind. Should I play hard? Should I play easy on them? And while they're thinking about all these things that's going in their head, I'm thinking how I'm going to steal the ball, and that's it. I can remember I went to the University of Tennessee. I was applied physics and pre-med. I was in my dorm room. I was a freshman. I was watching ESPN, and a Paralympic race came on 100 meters in Beijing in the bird nest. Right then and there, that's when I decided that's what I wanted it to do. I never ran a day in my life and didn't know how I was going to do it, but in my heart, I truly believed that I could do it, and that's what I wanted to do. I made a couple phone calls, a couple emails, and this was a 2-year process. But eventually, right when I was about to give up, a company finally believed in me, Challenge Athlete Foundation. They said, Blake, we'll give you a pair of legs. We don't want you to go be a superstar, we just want you to go run. I put them on and I walked 1 lap around the track. Then on the second lap, I walked on the curb, and by the time I was on the curb, I just hit a dead sprint. And when I got that feeling, that wind was hitting my face, and I was just going faster and faster and faster, that's when I knew I had something here. And that feeling right there is probably one of the greatest feelings I ever felt in my life. My first track meet ever was in Endeavor Games, 14 hours away. Me, my mother, my father, my brother hopped in the car. We drove out to Oklahoma. I actually won all 3 races. My first 100 meters ever qualified for the U.S. Paralympic team. When I first walked out into the stadium in London, it was amazing. You have to understand, 85,000 people, it was a packed stadium, and it was like, man, I made it here. I finally did it. I'm going for my medal winning run. I'm walking up to the blocks. I'm just going through my progressions. 80,000 people in the stands screaming top of their lungs. All of a sudden you hear shh, you hear a pin drop. Then all of a sudden it's bah, the gun goes off, and it's just like a dream. I just start floating out there. I have no control over my emotions. I have no control over my body. I just lose it. I'm just floating step by step by step. It's almost when I cross the line, I snap back out of my dream and I come back to reality. I wanted to pass out, cry, and I had to take a victory lap all at the same time. Halfway through my victory lap, I was able to see my grandmother and my grandfather right in the front row. And I was able to give them a hug, kiss them, and my grandmother a kiss, and tell them that I love them. It was just truly amazing. Every single day I wake up, I put my blades on. I feel like I'm beating the odds. I'm showing the naysayers and the haters that you guys were wrong and I can run. Anybody's going through my situation, my trials and tribulations, first thing I like to tell them that failure is not an option. And the second thing, the only true disability in life is a bad attitude. We all have our disability, whether you're born short, whether you're born tall, big feet, you have to wear glasses, nobody's perfect. But at the end of the day, the only true disability in life is a bad attitude.